Hey everyone, good evening to all that are watching, all the beautiful souls that are here with me today. I want to ask you guys a question. When you think of the most powerful part of you, right? What comes to mind? When you think of the most powerful part of you, what comes to mind, right? Now, go ahead and think about that for a second. I'm going to go ahead and talk about, my own answer, right? Some of you guys might be thinking, oh, the mind, the power of the mind, right? Your body, right? Or maybe like a certain sense, right? And I think those are all valid answers. But I wanted to talk about the power of the spoken word, right? The power of the spoken word. Now, I want to go ahead and elaborate on that a little bit more. You know, the spoken word, right? What it is that you say. What is it that you project out onto the universe? What it is that you are putting out there, right? The spoken word. For most of my life, I've said this time and time again, but I used to be a very negative thinker. And I also used to say a bunch of negative things, right? You know, Mostly to myself, right? I would say a whole bunch of negative things like, oh, I can't do this, or, oh, this isn't going to work out, or I'm never going to be able to do this, right? I used to say those things to myself all the time. And you know what ended up happening? Is that because I was speaking those things and my actions correlated with what I was saying, I would end up seeing a reality where I wasn't actually doing the things that I wanted to do because I already told myself I couldn't do it. I already told myself I couldn't do it, right? But when I started changing not only my inner self-talk, but what it is that I say to myself, I've noticed a lot of different changes. I noticed that things do work out because I tell myself that things are gonna work out, right? I tell myself that all the time. And they end up working out because I tell myself that they're gonna work out. And so, going back to, my answer, right? The power of the spoken word. I just wanna say, sometimes all you have to do is ask. Sometimes all you have to do is ask, right? Because it's one thing to like how it is that you talk about yourself, but have you guys ever heard the saying, ask and you shall receive, right? Closed mouths don't get fed. Sometimes all you have to do is ask, and you will naturally align yourself with that reality that you want, right? Now, let me take a step back. You have to be realistic. You have to be realistic, right? Because I could say, oh, I want $1 million, right? I want $1 million to just fall right out the sky. That's not realistic now. Come on now. But if you think, realistically, right? If you just ask, you'll just end up aligning yourself in the universe where you get the thing that you want, in the reality in where you get the thing that you want, right? I want to tie this to my own life. Uh, I spend the morning in prayer, and every time I'm doing my praying, I always for ask for three things, right? I always ask that you keep those around me safe and that you continue to keep me safe as well. I always ask that you grant me clarity and wisdom in all my upcoming ventures. Those are the main things that I ask for every single day, right? Whenever I pray. And I've noticed in my life that, just especially recently since I've been doing this, because this is a practice that I've been doing for months now. I've noticed that I've always, gotten the answers that I've needed, or, I was always shown a path. I was always I got the clarity that I needed for something, right? Because I've gone through multiple obstacles, right? You know, since like me moving, right? All the obstacles that came with that, I've gotten the clarity that I've needed to move past it. When it came to certain health issues that I was having, like for example my foot, which by the way is doing so much better. I think I'm gonna be able to start walking tomorrow, or like going outside and walking comfortably tomorrow. Sidetrack. And when it came to my health, right? I've had the clarity and I had the knowledge that I needed to overcome those things, right? Overcome those things. When it came to, what it is that I want to do long term, being a pilot, I was shown a path to where I was able to connect with another pilot who would then just put me in a direction forward to where I can do the things that I want to do, right? So I want to go back to what I was saying to begin with, right? Sometimes all you have to do is ask, right? And, you might not hear back immediately, right? What it is that you want. You might not hear back immediately. It might take months. It might take weeks. You could hear back immediately. It could take years. It could take years, right? But the power of the spoken word is unbelievably strong, right? It's life-changing, I truly believe that, right? If you tell yourself, a bunch of positive things, or, you instill within yourself an optimism that things are going to work out, you will only see that things end up working out, right? Even if you face hardships, you will still overcome those things and see that you will work out. But people who, like myself in the past, who tend to be more negative forthcoming, right? They only see the worst of things, right? Or they tell themselves that you can't do things, right? That is all that you're going to see. That's all you're going to witness, is that you can't do the things that you want to do because you already believe that you can't do it. And so you're not going to be able to do that thing, right? You're not going to be able to hit that objective. You're not going to be able to stay on the path that you want to because you are already telling yourself that you can't do this thing, right? Because no matter what anyone goes through, there will always be obstacles. Every single person goes through obstacles, right? But only the strong and only those who believe in themselves can truly overcome any obstacles that come their way. But it starts with you. You have to believe in that. You have to believe in that in your innermost voice. And you have to also project it out into the world. The spoken word. Sometimes you just ask and you'll receive it. And I've noticed that in my own life. And I wanted to act as a testimony. I wanted to share that out there. Because I've noticed that, especially recently, life's been pretty good, man. Life's going good. And I hope that, whoever's hearing this, you see it within your own life, that if you say that you want something, eventually it will come to you, because you will align yourself with that reality in which you get the thing that it is that you want. Whether, it's something like tangible, like, physical, or like, like a mental objective, or like, something like physically related to you, you will get it. But it starts with you. Okay? And so, yeah, going back to the original question I asked, what is the most powerful thing? I think in reality, the mind is definitely the most powerful thing that we have. But the spoken word comes as a close second. And that's what I want to talk about. Anyways, I hope everybody that's watching this is doing all right, and you guys have a great rest of your days. Take care of yourselves, because the only person who could take care of you is you. And always remember, man, the power of the spoken word is unbelievably strong. So don't talk negatively about yourself or those around you, because that's what you're going to end up seeing. Have a good one.